breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Glitterbois.
As we like to do from time to time, this episode's topic was suggested to us by one of our listeners on our Discord forum. Freddie Flatline has requested a discussion about our favorite OCC or RCC. And I'm just assuming Rifts because there's so many Palladium properties. We're called the Glitterbois. Glitterbois is a Rift thing. I'm just going to stick with Rifts for now.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Because I did have an answer for each of the properties.
Oh, well, you thought about this.
Not for each, but but I was going to say current and lapsed, honestly.
All right, well, let's start with Rifts, and I can probably wing it from there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, with Rifts then, Matthew, what is your favorite of the OCCs, RCCs?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's hard. This was a really hard question. We are called the Glitterbois for a reason. But the reason, the one I picked was because I feel that it is more unique. It is something that only exists here. And while I love the Glitterbois and I love the Vagabond, because I really enjoy low-powered characters.
Vagabond would have been my guess.
Yeah, I love the Vagabond. I love the City Rat. I love the Rogue Scholar is just amazing to me. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick one that is purely unique and so purely Rifts and just so different, it would be the Juicer. The Juicer, the drug-addled murder psychopath that is burning so incredibly bright and then dies 7 years later. The Juicer is, I just feel that it is something that has never been done. It is so fun to play because you're just wild. You know, you are an insane drug berserker.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything outside of Rifts that has the drug warrior being a thing. Yeah. You know, it is funny, and we mentioned this in the episode where we talk about the Juicer, that Palladium's books always open with, we don't condone anything with the occult or drugs.
But here's something really cool.
All right, here's a drug warrior.
Yeah, have you seen the witch drug warrior? Now that's the occult drug warrior. The only other reference in pop culture that I've ever seen that came close to being a Juicer was just a very quick moment in the very first Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, where Q is like keeping people, takes the Star Trek people and is judging them. And the guards for that are drugged up super soldiers, like sipping on their things and, juicing. Yeah. And that's, besides spice and whatnot, that's all I can really think of.
The closest thing that I can think of off the top of my head is the Fallout series of video games, but more specifically the Fallout Bethesda ones. Mm-hmm. So like Fallout 3 and then New Vegas and then Fallout 4, where you get drugs as consumable items, as easy to use as if they were potions. And they give you all kinds of crazy bonuses. Yes. And you can even, if you wish, develop your character in a way that they do drugs even better.
I have my final answer, though. My reason why.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Kevin Long art with the mohawk and the sunglasses and the football pads and the samurai sword.
Oh, yeah,
the classic fucking Juicer. Badass. I mean, that was the coolest picture. Well, one of the coolest pictures in the Butts edition. Like, it was an amazing picture. And I was like, I'm going to play that.
So you wanted Mr. Spiky Hair with the shades.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. He looks like he is like the guy who will eventually come to respect Maverick in Top Gun. Like,
he needs to be wearing
Are you
some
Iceman?
jams.
Of course you're Iceman. You know?
Yeah.
No,
Juicers,
it's so cool.
yeah, Juicers are so cool. They have their own book coming up in the World Book line, which we're getting to very shortly. The Juicer Uprising.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Juicers. Juicers have their own special custom class mechanic in the Savage Rifts game. They are, dare I say it, iconic.
Yeah. I wanted to pick the low-hanging fruit and go with the Glitterbois just to self-promote, but I was trying to be honest, and I think Big Mech with Gun has been done. It's been done many times, but unique and wonderful and beautiful, I went with the Juicer.
Yeah, the Glitterbois is...
I like the Ronin aspect of it, wandering the land. And
I like the Ronin, but I do feel like Palladium's continued development of the setting has made that a little outdated. And that the first book, if you're just going with the first book, Glitterbois are special and cool.
Yeah.
But if you are going with any of the later books and you're expanding your catalog, they lose that mystique pretty quickly to the point that there's Glitterbois everywhere. Quebec has just Glitterbois factories. There's Glitterbois in space, and it's
they're better than your Earth Glitterbois.
All better than yours.
Yeah. And I mean, I get why that had to happen. We've had that discussion ad nauseum, but yeah, I'm going to say the Juicer. Final answer.
Okay.
What you got?
Mine, I think that anybody who knows me personally would have a complete lack of surprise when I were to say my favorite character class in the Rifts universe, specifically the Dog Boy. Yeah. We're both sticking with the core book here. There's so many cool characters in the other books. However, the Dog Boy, I love dogs. I love good boys. Good boy, good dog. I love them. And a whole character class based around being the goodest boy is to me, and being a badass also. Yeah. Is
badass ass goodest boy.
I'm just like, yes, wag, 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 wag. Yes, I am this. This is me. I will play this. I've played Rifts, honestly, myself as a player, only a handful of times. 2 handfuls of times. Yes. And I would say that half of those times was a Dog Boy.
Right. I get it. Back in the days when I was still young and innocent and didn't think that Wizards of the Coast was in fact the literal devil, I enjoyed playing the non-human races so much. I loved the Wimics, the lion people, the lion centaurs of the plain. They were so much fun. I like sublimating into an animal that I'm familiar with responses, because you know what a dog will do. It's less nuanced. It's far more fun, and it's far purer. And it is just, if you've never played, and by non-human I mean animalistic, like not a dwarf, not an elf. If you've never played one, it is so much fun to do, and I highly recommend it in whatever system you play.
What, a dog or non-human?
Any kind of dog, cat, bird person, anything like that.
And you were referencing art. There's a Kevin Long piece in the Butts edition of the Sty Stalker pointing, and the dogs are in various states of crouching and moving, holding various weapons in their hands and moving forward. I love that picture so much.
Today it's kind of silly, but damn, at that time, that picture was so cool.
I still love that picture. I don't think there's anything silly about it. It's wonderful.
Love that terrier at the bottom. Like, I'm not even looking at it, right? Like, here's the pages. I'm still on Juicer, right? Yeah, the terrier at the front with like the Bowie knife held out. Like, I love him.
I know.
Him is the bestest boy.
I love the Dog Boy so much. And even in the Butts edition, even in the Ultimate edition, when everything got these massive boosts in power, I still go back to the Dog Boy, because it's a dog. He's reliable. He wags his tail. He wants to do what the humans want to do. He's good at what he does, and you always know where you stand with a dog. It's comfortable knowing where you stand with your character.
Yeah. So, in the weird ones, I have an answer for that too. There have been so many interesting things, and we haven't even gone through like a quarter of the books yet, or Rifters. But what has struck me at this point, and I think maybe we should answer this a couple of years down the road again. The temporal line of the temporal mages, the temporal wizards, that in a high stakes, high powered campaign would be so much fun to play. There are so many sneaky, double crossy, backstabby, oh, you thought you did this? No, I don't think you did, kind of ways to make just this involved line of events that I need to bring that up as a mention. However, it's weird. It won't fit into a lot of campaigns, and I don't even know that it should be an OCC for players unless you're like really specializing your game. So I didn't include it. I do want to give it an honorable mention though, because it's out there. It is very unique and it's a lot of fun.
You do, however, bring up an interesting point that we haven't covered a lot of the books yet. And there are classes that I know coming up that I love that I don't want to talk about too much, because I want to save it for when we get to those books. But I will give some honorable mentions now. From Rift's New West, the Cactus People.
That's funny. I just got that.
Rift's New West is in many ways my Rifts. And the Cactus People in Rift's New West, I love the Cactus People so much because there's nothing special about them. They're just cactus people. And the picture shows the super proud cactus dude with his bulbous, curvaceous, pointy cactus wife and his multiple cactus children roughhousing around him in front of his cactus wagon. I love that picture so much. That
it's really cute.
It's so cute. She's got huge tracts of spiky land.
Fertile.
And in no way sexy.
No.
Literally bulbous. I love that race, the RCC, so much. And I would say another one is Rifts Australia, which is coming up soon, has several very interesting Mad Max style inspirational characters. But I would say my favorite is one called the Jackaroo, which is sort of like an everyman character, which, we'll get to it. We'll get to it soon. Very soon.
So in the things that they've gotten and lost, like they don't have anymore, that's not considered like core anymore, what would be yours?
Cyclone.
Oddly enough, mine too. You'd think I'd pick Veritech, but it's not. It's a Cyclone.
Yeah, if we're going to go with Robotech, in the Robotech, Cyclone. Yep.
Yeah.
I love the Cyclone.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, same.
Well,
because it's still there, it's still there as after the bomb.
Well, the Ninja Turtles don't have character classes. And then the TMNT, you just start making a character. There's no class. You just kind of build it out from there. But I would say that my favorite creature, Badger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Badgers are just fun.
Yeah. I think in all likelihood I would do Bear.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Bears are fun too. I love bears. If Palladium Fantasy. Okay. Palladium Fantasy. I'm just going to stick with first edition. The first edition Palladium Fantasy, the Summoner or the Diabolist. It's tough because they are very similar character classes.
Which one has the cauldron?
That would be the Wizard.
That's right.
The Wizard is great. However, the Summoner and the Diabolist, to me, are almost the same character, and in fact, should be combined into one character. They have such a unique take on magic and power. They have nothing immediate that they can do, but long term, they are great knowledge gathering adventurers. And I love that.
I think the soldier for me, just because I love how useful it is. It's a versatile, non-overpowered, but can stand toe to toe if you're smart and clever, because you can do so many things with it. The men-at-arms, plain old soldier, not the paladin, not the assassin. Just show up, fight. Hey, do you know I know how to gamble and climb walls and pick locks and steal and do all the rest of the stuff because nobody supplies soldiers with everything they need. So we gotta
Kevin
do it
read
ourselves.
The Black Company and made a character class based on it. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? There's a whole bunch of standalones that I don't think we need to get into.
I would say with Heroes Unlimited, my favorite would be the Ancient Master, because you start as a level 15 character with all of the weapons. And it's just fascinating that the game just lets you do that. You play the Ancient Master, you are a level 15 martial artist.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. You are Pai Mei from Kill Bill.
I completely forgot about Heroes Unlimited. Sorry about that. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would either, because you're not a huge fan of supers.
I'm not. That's why I like the Ancient Master.
Yeah.
Because all they do is hit things with swords.
Kind of like Chun. Let's see. I think that kind of covers it. I mean, we could do Recon or.
I mean, there's Nightbane, but with Nightbane, ultimately, my favorite is the Nightbane. I don't understand. I can't mentally grasp the concept of playing Nightbane as any character class other than the Nightbane. Yeah. And they have so many. And it's like, why would you do? Why? I don't get it.
I feel that there are so many great ones that we've covered. Like in the one we just did, I feel like the swordsman in Manhunter would be an amazingly fun thing to play.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's in an IP that only got one book, and I just don't know how much I'm going to bring that forward. However, gun to my head, and I get to pick what we're playing, and everyone playing with me loves it, and I just get to choose. Yeah, Robotech. Absolutely. I know I didn't pick that. We picked Rifts because it's still going, but if I had to, it would be Robotech, transforming freaking motorcycle, tooling along the lands and solving things and making the villagers' life better.
Yeah.
That would be, it would be Scott Bernarding our way all through it.
Imagine the Glitter Boy, but instead of a Glitter Boy, it's a Cyclone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could do so many things with a Cyclone, but here's the thing: they don't have access to the RP now. You can still get the books, and that's fine. But I don't think it should be my official answer. My official answer is the Juicer.
Yeah, and stepping away from official answers, one of the things that people often talk about on the various discussion forums is, how do I play a character from Robotech but bring them to Rifts? Here's an idea. Take the character from Robotech and just remake him as some fucking whatever character in Rifts and forget about Robotech. Like, you know what? You want to play Cyclone? Take the Cyclone, move it over, and instead of this whole protoculture thing, give it fucking gasoline and just forget about Robotech. Like, unleash your imagination, Like, but Robotech fucking ships can't with the follower of life. And who cares? Just
I honestly feel that the best way to go with Robotech is techno wizardry.
Just reskin it as techno wizardry, or reskin it as some kind of weird prototype thing that only you have. Screw the Flower of Life. It's just Rift's tech. It works. It just works.
Yeah.
Unleash your imagination. Go forth and play.
And honestly, the Flower of Life has nothing to do with it because it's a mishmash, right? Yeah. Like you're talking Genesis Climber Mossopedia. That's the Flower of Life belongs to that. It has nothing to do with Veritech and SDF1. only did when we jammed it all together and filed off the roughest of corners.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
feel free to just do whatever.
Like,
or as Kevin would say, unleash your imagination.
yes, Robotech wasn't original. So why do you you don't need to be 100% beholden to the rules of source material that itself wasn't even original. Go forth. You want to play a guy who flies around in a transforming jet, then stat up a transforming jet and fly around in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's all kinds of flyboys everywhere.
Yep.
I just God damn, there is so much to play. And I maybe have a quarter. No, less. Maybe like a 16th of the available Rifts books. We have so far to go.
We have so far to go. I have so many more shelves to fill in.
Like, I've actually gotten rid of other things to make room for more Palladiums, which I'll probably talk about sometime.
Good job. Well done. I approve.
But yeah, I just there comes a point where you're just like, what is best? And I honestly think that we should revisit this again in a couple of years, because this is a good question. And I know you have more than me, but I don't think either one of us have read them all. I actually went looking online to see an exhaustive list, and there is nothing.
Yeah, I think the last thing would be either one of the Rifts indexes or the GM's guide, which I think was published in 2003 or 2004, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's way out of date.
It's way out of date. I'm always amused when somebody references the GM guide like it's a source of truth. And I'm like, son, you know what year it is?
Oh, my sweet summer child.
We're 40 years into the goddamn apocalypse at this point, or something like that. It's just like, come on.
I will say this. My favorite OCCs that I tend to play, though, are I like the everymans.
Yeah.
I like skill heavy, not overpowered, live by your wits, live by role playing classes.
I agree. Young me did not. Young me wanted exotic. They wanted wild. Yeah. They wanted colorful. But the older I got, the less comfortable I was with the concept of a race being a fashion accessory. And more, I started getting down to the basics and realizing that humans are superior. No, humans are a fantastic, interesting, dynamic species to roleplay that doesn't have to be just, humans with pointy ears or humans with extra jointed legs or whatever.
Or cat humans.
I got so tired of species of race being, again, a fashion accessory, a checklist on a character build. I can't do that anymore. The reason I still stick with Dog Boy from the first days of my Rifts playing to today is that I love dogs. How can you not? Like, it's not, I wouldn't even say it's nostalgia. I've loved all the Dog Boys I've played, and I look forward to the many more Dog Boys that I will continue to play, because dogs are always awesome.
I mean, puppies. Come on now.
Exactly.
I wonder if it is the invulnerability that you feel as a child, and not so much like borrowing race. I wonder if it's like you feel like a dragon, you feel like a werebear when you go out in the woods in your cape and roar when you're 12. You're ridiculous at that age. You have no idea of your own mortality. And I wonder if as we gain older, we like to play those kinds of classes because we are more aware of both the limitations and the capabilities that we probably don't live up to in our day-to-day lives that we are able to do as just a base-born one human,
Yeah. No, there's a lot of truth in what you say.
The escapism changes.
It does. Because the older I get and the more role-playing I get under me, and under my belt, the more notches that I have of games that I've played and experiences that I've had, the more interesting I am in more subtle role-playing.
Agreed.
Like, to me, in the past, yes, a dark elf with 2 cut was an original fantastic idea. But now I'm like, I just want to play a guy who wants to provide for his family, and he got tempted by a witch or something to go do a thing, and I'm like, this is such a more subtle, personal role-playing experience. And strangely, despite it being so much closer to home, it also ends up being so much deeper because I'm not using...
You're not living a caricature.
Yes, I'm not playing a caricature, which is what I think almost all, there are exceptions. Many people role play non-human fantastically, but I think almost all non-human role playing ends up being caricatures.
Yeah. I will say that I've enjoyed playing clever people way more than high-powered point gun, add thing, and eliminate. Just it's because it's the connection is real, the danger is real, and your immersion becomes a lot more real. If you're playing a Glitterbois, you delete whatever you point at, basically. And I mean, there's no risk for you. When Abel pulls off a motorcycle jump to grapple a Samus midair after 3 rolls that he should not have made, that's completely different. And he was nothing. He was a nothing person, And it's just, if you play the nothing person and you dream big, you will have moments of pure goddamn glory.
Yep. I also really enjoy playing losers.
Yeah.
Characters who fail a lot, who aren't good at most anything that they do, or end up in terrible situations that they have to make the best of. Honestly, I prefer a character with fewer things in his inventory. You give me a loincloth and a knife.
Yeah.
And I am far more versatile and open-ended to what I can do than if you give me a list of 17 guns and how many different spaceships I can blow up with them.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, what was it? Henry David Thoreau, I think. Was it Thoreau? It was like simplify, I want to say. Or Longfellow. I think it's Thoreau. Simplify. The greatest amount of simplification that you can apply to something can become the most fulfilling experience.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So that's the long form answer. Something simple is honestly what I feel like.
I feel like I may have dragged that one out, but you know what? Hey, we're almost 30 minutes now.
I think it's a good question, and I think it deserves a good answer, not just I like X. Thanks for listening. Because there's levels to it. It's like, why do you like that?
Yeah.
Like there's shock jockey stuff, but I'm not into shock jockey. The magic cauldron, while it's cool and metal, is not something I want to be involved with right now.
Yeah, as awesome as it is, as much as I love wizards, I am not personally at a point in my life where I want to get that hardcore with sacrificing innocence for magic,
Yeah, I mean, if I want to do that, I just have to, go see what the local corporation is doing to, it's just like, it's escapism. And when you're a kid, escapism, you don't realize what's actually going on around you.
Oh my God. I never thought about it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like the older I get, the more escapism becomes doing good things.
Yeah.
And
as
seeing
opposed
good
to being
things.
wild.
Yeah. I have to escape to good things.
Yeah. I have a 20th level human fighter, and his entire arc is getting home to have dinner with his family. But he's trapped beyond the voids. It's fucked up, dude. It's a fucked up world. And it's the more you realize, the more you just crave, things that are bright and good and vaguely wholesome.
I just want to role play a happy family. A nice cat. A home cooked meal. Can we role play that, please? What character class gets a home cooked meal?
So that's OCC. I have to tell you guys, as much as I love doing like weirdest rifters and like books, these questions are the ones I love answering best. So if you have any questions for us for more freeform, feel free to send them to us. Join us on our Discord. Like we get to most of you. NPC more than I, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. What's funny is that this in our timeline, this question was asked like a day or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 weeks later, you're going to be getting the answer because of the way that we record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else you want to discuss in like, I feel like on a purely mechanical level, because there are players who like enjoy min-maxing and stuff like that. I would say that to me, just looking at numbers, amounts of skills are more important than, amounts of skills are more important than like class specific abilities. Like the ability to borrow to interact with my world is more important to me than the ability to do one trick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you say this, and I've chosen the dog boy, and the dog boy's whole thing is I smell real good. But yes, you are in general right. And yeah. I feel that for me, the dog boy is less about what skills I have on my character sheet and more about
it's role playing.
What personality am I going to give my good boy?
Yeah. And I mean, it's such a role playing class.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a character.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're like, let's take that last campaign we all played in together. Right. I felt that there were personalities there, but the personalities were drawn off of, they were drawn off of what those persons' problems were in the situations that they felt. A dog boy comes complete. Him loyal, him good boy, him hungry. You know?
Yeah. Something smells bad.
Him fucking mad. I mean, like, it's like, now I kind of want to play.
Yeah, it's simple.
Like, that sounds really fun.
So, dear listener, if you want to run a Rifts game, let us know. So I can play a dog boy and he can play a juicer and we can be best fucking friends.
Yeah, we'll run around on all fours and howl at shit.
No, that's a crazy.
You know, I almost did that too, because I feel like that is also a very unique OCC. But
they are.
But the art, it was honestly the art of the original Kevin Long art that sent me over the edge to juicer, as opposed to the original crazy art.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, it was cool, frightening. But yeah, it was like, I don't want to wake up every morning and look at that in the mirror as a player.
No, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
One of them has cool hair and sunglasses, and the other one is that guy.
He's a drugged up football player with Top Gun hair and a ninja sword. Yeah.
Seriously, how would you not want to be that?
I'm just going to tick all the boxes on what's cool. Is he smoking? He should be smoking. No, just drugs? Okay.
Honestly, I'm glad he's not.
Yeah, that's just...
Yeah.
Does RCC count?
I think the original question actually was RCC.
Oh, was it?
I think so, but whatever. Well, I think it was open-ended.
Yeah.
Cactus people.
It's like the ability to play a young dragon is kind of cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
And it's one of the points I tell people when I'm talking about riffs is that, you know, do you want to play a hobo? No. Do you want to play a space knight? No. Do you want to play a mutant animal? No. What about a dragon? No. Okay. Do you want to be a mecha guy? No.
Yeah,
do you want to? Yeah. Like it's all there.
Yeah.
So many. And I honestly think that we should revisit this soon.
Yeah.
Like in a couple of years.
Yeah. Wait till we get to Rift Japan.
Oh, Lord.
You might rethink some of your things.
All right. I think we've probably ambled on this one like too long, but.
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, folks. And thanks for bringing these questions to us. I know I always kind of jump the gun and answer them the moment they are asked because I enjoy hanging out in the Discord server, but I do think they make for great extended discussions as well. So please keep throwing them at us. Primarily Discord is where we hang out the most, or I hang out the most, that Matthew hangs out sometimes. We've got Twitter and all the other stuff, but I check Discord all the time.
Yeah.
It is the best way to intergage, to engage with us.
I like intergage.
I do too.
Actually, that's a really cool word.
Intergage.
Yeah.
So be it.
So, intergage. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
Starships, magic, mystic martial arts, romance. All of these can be found in A Cloak of Blades by Isaac Scher. You might have heard my name before. I've done a lot of voiceover work for Breakfast Puppies, and I've recently released my first novel. It's available on Amazon as an ebook and paperback, and you can get it for free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. I do hope you'll support my work as you're supporting Breakfast Puppies, and it's been a pleasure talking with you today. Have a good one.
You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons Zero license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterbois. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.